even try to put them in any order at the moment. I think I'm just going to get everything back in. So I don't think it really matters about, look, I could try to do this alphabetically or something, but then you think, well, according to who do I put? I may go back and do it alphabetically, but for this moment, oh, you know what, I should just do it right to begin with, shouldn't I? The whole problem with alphabetically is that when you've got multiple people on the one record, which person do you put the name under? I guess like a primary person. I could aim for that. Let's aim for that. Let's see how we go. Let's see, look at this. All of a sudden, the page that I have in my hand tells me this problem. I have 2 obituaries here, and they're also actually on the back, like news printouts of them. And unfortunately, you know, one obituary is for Jeannie Ritchie and one is for Elizabeth Lockhart. So do I put it under Ritchie or Lockhart? Right, we're not going to try to put them in alphabetical order, at least not for now. Just going to get everything in here. So these are deaths. I'm going to do these first. So these are death certificates. There's also obituaries. There's also wills. And I also included death indexes. So, for example, from Ancestry, can you see that? Yeah. So I've printed off just the death index. So particularly I think for people who I didn't have their death certificate, but I wanted to source how I got their death year. Even if the death index isn't the best source, at least it's something to start with. Like if I want to go on and order the death certificate, I can always do that. At least I know where I'm looking, right? Some of them are also transcriptions. Yeah. So, they kind of fall somewhere in the middle of being a death certificate and a death index. Like, it's not the official certificate, but if you trust your transcriber, then it's pretty much as good. But you can also see, which drives me absolutely nuts, we've printed things on different types of paper. So some of them are not just on like white, like reflex paper. Some of them are on yellow, and this is, I think, also just reflex paper. And some of them were printed on this like, it's more like a cardboard. It's not cardboard, it's not thick, but it's more like a, I don't know if you can actually even see that. But it's like a, it's like a beigey sort of, like it's a higher quality, fancier paper. I think that we for a while were thinking that, you know, everything would look really nice, but then ran out of that nice paper and ended up printing stuff on all sorts of stuff. So it really doesn't cohesively, it doesn't look cohesive. Now for actual official, can you see that? Anyway, for more official death certificates, I'm not going to punch holes in them because I feel like that's not a good idea. So official ones I'm going to put back into sort of plastic sleeves so that they're not damaged. Yeah, original records I feel are just the one exception to this hole punching situation. I mean, really, it's not like you need to punch holes in them. If you've got yourself a good like filing cabinet or something, you could put them in suspension files. There's so many other options, but unfortunately space dictates that I use the folders because I don't have room for a filing cabinet or anything, at least not at the moment. And I don't think my parents would appreciate me getting a filing cabinet in their house either, so just got to work with what we've got. Cheltenham Cemetery. It's in South Australia. I've actually never been there, but if I ever get there, I don't know if it'll count anymore because my great-great-grandfather was buried there, and like they decided that they were all the older graves, they were sort of they were like expired, like that was almost more like a lease than owning a burial plot. So it was like they decided that all of the older graves were going to be cleared away so that they could resell the burial plots. So my great-great-grandfather's grave was one of those that has gone. At least I'm pretty sure they've done it by now. They did have a sort of, you know, grace period where if you wanted to pay to keep it, you could pay, but I think it was about $1,000 or something. And we didn't have $1,000 to spend on it to keep it, and it seems crazy to ask the current generation to pay for that when they already paid for it back in the past. Yeah, I don't know how I could feel about that one. Like, have you had this happen with cemeteries where they like get rid of the older ones and just resell the plots? Like, I feel almost like it's not worth buying a plot if they're going to clear it, you know, in the future. And I guess that eventually we run out of space, but I don't know, it just feels a bit dirty. I don't really like it. But yeah, my ancestors' grave's probably not even there anymore. It's such a shame. You know, there was a headstone and everything. It's been photographed by another very kind family member, but yeah, it's such a shame that I wouldn't be able to sort of visit that cemetery and see the headstone and stuff like that. So these, like before, they're the like birth indexes that's just printed off from Ancestry. Once again, they're not as good as like your birth certificate or anything, but it's just something that we printed off in the past. It's probably something that I would continue to do, or at least make note of. But yeah, obviously original certificates are the way to go, or a transcript at least. I might put these news articles, so most of the news articles have come from Trove, which is absolutely amazing. If you're Australian or if you're researching your Australian family, then Trove it's invaluable. It's something that you just have to use. I will actually make a video just dedicated to Trove. I feel like that would be a good idea because it's an amazing website, and I don't think any other countries do it as well. So there are like British newspapers has sort of its own web resources, and so does there's some American newspapers, but they don't do it like Trove. Like, nobody does. I feel like Trove it's as good as it gets. trying to speed up a little bit because I can see that that battery is just about to die. So if it cuts out, you'll know why. If it does cut out, I'll recharge it and try to involve you in this sort of what I do after this. I don't know how this video is going to pan out because I didn't really plan it, so this is a bit of an impromptu video. I don't think I'm going to keep these pedigrees and descendancy charts because I've got all of these online and they're probably actually more updated to, I think these are quite old, so I'm just going to ditch these. I feel like if you're going to keep hard copies of the charts, then make sure that you update them as you're updating your information. So I've definitely done more work since these. So same as these, honestly. I think these were sort of when we've used websites like Scotland's People, and you know, when you might be searching sort of births of a certain family or something, and you're looking for, you know, any births in that area with that sort of surname or whatever, and sometimes I think we weren't sure whether or not some people related to the family, so we just printed off the whole list and then sort of tried to work through them. But these are quite old. I think these can go. So all that leaves me with is the stuff that's from books, which I'll definitely have to go through, and the correspondence, which I was throwing down here on the floor. There's quite a bit of it, so I'll have to go through that, but I think those will go in my third folder, and if it's too much, then I'll reuse one of the ones that it was already in, so it might make 4 folders. So I think I'll finish this stuff up and I'll press pause for now and recharge my battery and check back in with you later.